Here now.
Yeah, there we go. And transition. Hey, everybody! Welcome to tonight's episode of Call of Cthulhu. This is our first venture for Roll of Fate into Call of Cthulhu. So we're gonna get into all of the spooky stuff here shortly. However, first we've got some announcements and stuff. The first being that we have a bunch of beautiful players with us tonight. So we have BB Gaines, Cricky, Diana, Empire, Story, and Tiger. And if you're not following these beautiful people, please make sure you go click their links in the About section down below and give them a follow. I would very much appreciate it. And if you give this channel a follow, we'd appreciate it. So hopping right into it, I want to say thanks again to Level Up Dice for being super awesome sponsor of the stream. We appreciate it. We're going to be doing giveaway. We're going to get to that around the midway point of the show once we take our break, and then the drawing will be at the end. Also, if you haven't already, go check out our Twitter because we have a separate giveaway on there specifically for that. So go follow us on Twitter and then retweet said tweet, and you'll be entered to win on that one. Yeah. So Diana, I know you're not here to work, but do you want me to sell your dice or do you care?
You know what, Mason? I want you to sell my dice.
Sure.
You can do that.
Guys, we're destitute and poor right now. We really need you to buy. We really need you to buy some of these dice. If you go click the link down in the About section below, there's a Level Up Dice logo. You can click that. It helps support the stream. It helps support them. They're wonderful people, clearly, and we really appreciate them. But they make dice out of all sorts of fun things like semi-precious stones and metals and bone. Right now, they have a mystery set of dice going on that is kind of a grab bag. Can be anything. And correct me if I'm wrong. Can be anything from any of your lines, theoretically ever.
Anything that we've ever worked with. From the history of Lud, and then a few things that we've never released before. And I assembled them all.
By
this
hand.
Human being. So
Oh my
it's
gosh.
all amazing.
Do me a solid, then. Surprise me.
Do me make it a surprise, but you know what I want.
Make it a surprise, but also some of
It's
that
so-
caged brass.
Yeah.
It's so weird. They're all tungsten.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
so crazy.
Weird.
How'd that
What are
happen?
the odds?
So thanks again for that. I do want to say we, like I said, we're doing giveaways. So make sure if you're not here, we're gonna open this up at the midway point. So make sure you're hanging around for that. And then at the end of the stream, we'll be doing the giveaways. One more time, please go follow us on social media. We very much appreciate it. I do want to give you a warning as well. This is Call of Cthulhu. This is not going to be happy fun times quite like D&D is. There will be jokes, there will be fun, there will be laughter. And hopefully we find fun inside of the horror as well. In so much as humanly possible. So
That's the slogan of my life. So.
yeah, this is just a trigger warning up front. I've talked to the players. There hasn't been anything crazy come up. I'm not a super sadistic person, but that could change over the course of this game. So we'll see.
Wait, you're not? This is news to me, man.
Then what
So-
was that dungeon that you told me not to go into when I lived with
All
you?
right, Ty, I'm
That was
gonna mute
fine.
Ty real quick.
By the way, you're up against 1,000 illithids. Thanks, wizard. Oh, hey, man. I
Right.
appreciate that.
So before we hop into it, we're gonna roll the introduction after this. But do any of you players have any last minute questions before I put on my mean keeper face and we get started?
Can we get a preview of that mean keeper face? Just for my peace of mind.
Oh, I'm not ready.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, that was a smolder.
That was intense.
Whoa, let me just extend this real quick.
Well,
I
you still
already did.
guide us if we have questions.
I will. Yes, I will. And to be fair,
Yay.
this is all of, I think everybody in here's first time playing Call of Cthulhu. It is my first time running Call of Cthulhu, so you can feel free to tear me apart in the chat. I'm okay with it, but at least be gentle on all of them.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah. I do want to say,
nice to Wizard. He's put in a lot of work.
He has.
have any of
He
you
really has.
have any of you players read much in the way of Call of Cthulhu?
I've read a
know
decent
about
amount at this
crafty and
point.
stuff, but I don't know anything about the actual
Okay.
tabletop.
So that's good. I would say then that there are certain things that may come up that's exciting for me because I know you should be scared, but you won't know, and probably some of the viewers will know you should be scared. So that'll be a lot of
I
fun.
didn't want to know.
Great.
So, all right,
I
guys.
had that thought. I was like, I don't want to know.
That's really good though. Coming in blind, it's like now it's
Absolutely, absolutely.
Blissful
But I
ignorance.
read
It's
like all
powerful.
the tabletop
it's immersive to the
important
character.
stuff, but not like anything about the lore.
All right, guys.
Tentacles. That's all you need to know.
All the time. Kaflaggin, my
But
dudes.
just a chibi Cthulhu.
All right, guys. We're gonna dive in for tonight's episode. I'm gonna roll the intro for the first time ever.
Everybody's buying toilet paper. You're like, no, I need this.
Where's that Jello?
All right, simmer down.
One will lead to the other, so
So,
Helping it along.
welcome everybody to a world just like ours, because it is our world, exactly as mundane, as great and terrible as our everyday lives are. But in each corner, in every darting shadow, and indeed in the blackness of the hearts of men, there lies something truly sinister. Something beyond our comprehension. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu. Welcome to my world of horror. 3 weeks ago, all of our players, you guys all received a letter. Greetings. You do not know me, but my name is James Niles. I'm a doctor of physics and theology, and a veteran of the Great War. I'm in need of someone with your talents and experience. I know the world can be a cruel, mysterious place. My colleagues and I seek to change this. It is our central belief that there are things yet unexplainable in this world. Things over which our sciences, as crude as they are, hold no sway. I realize the details are scant, but I seek to employ your valuable services in a long-term capacity. As a gesture of faith, I have enclosed a check, no strings attached. Whether or not you choose to answer my summons, the funds are yours. If I have piqued your interest, I wish for you to join me this 6th of March at 7 p.m. at the below address to discuss further. Any and all expenses will be covered or reimbursed. Sincerely, James. So, now, at this point, all of you, as all such stories begin, it's a dark and stormy night. You find yourselves in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains, a very rural and sort of out-of-the-way kind of place, not far off of Highway 985 at this point, to be exact. You're in the parking lot of what appears to be a small 50s diner, though upon further inspection, you believe this to not be a style choice, but an actual 50s-era diner that has yet to be renovated. That said, it does look to be clean and well kept. At this point, the first of you to arrive, Dodge, as you arrive a bit early, maybe traveling a bit faster than the rest in your car down the highway. You pull in, the rain kind of pelting, as you see the kind of sign kind of flashing a bit in front of you. Other than one other car in the parking lot, it's just you at the moment. You see a man standing by the front door wearing a black suit and tie, an umbrella kind of held out as he stands, seemingly waiting for you.
I rolled down my window. I assume you're James.
I'm sorry. My name is actually Riley. James could not be here tonight, but he's given me as much detail as he can, and I'm hoping to be able to walk you through all of this. As he kind of approaches, leaning down into the car with the umbrella. You do appear to be the first one here. If you wouldn't mind coming with me, I'll get you inside and just order whatever you want, and we'll get everything sorted out.
Just don't drip on the upholstery. All right, I'll come inside.
Of course. So he kind of holds the umbrella over your car as you swing it out. You watch as he's very careful, even getting himself wet at this point as you kind of close the door. Says, and again, in advance, any expenses will be covered. This, of course, includes your vehicle as well. If there are any damages, please just let us know and we'll make sure we take care of it.
That is definitely a priority. Thank you. Now, what'd you say your name is again?
Riley.
Riley. Well, Riley, my name is Dodge.
Dodge. Nice to meet you. He holds out his hand as you guys get kind of under the awning to the entrance of the diner. So at this point, you step inside. It's a relatively, again, simple 50s style diner. The single waitress you see kind of come out, just slide a menu over to you. I'll be right with you, hun. Just take a look over the menu. We're waiting for a few more, but if there's anything you want to drink right now, just let me know.
Coffee, black, please.
Of course. She kind of heads off to get that for you. Barbara and Brock, The two of you are the next to arrive. Similar sort of scene awaits you. You see a man again out, kind of as he approaches the vehicles. You pull in. Brock, are you driving? Barbara, are you driving, or do you have a driver right now?
We would have a driver.
Okay. Very good. So you watch.
I
as
don't remember his name though. They change every week.
Grandma,
Sure.
that was Dave. He told us when we got in the car.
Clave? What kind of a name is Clave?
Oh, this is gonna be such a long trip.
I think we're here already,
As
Brock.
the man approaches, seeing the two of you talking, you hear as he kind of taps on the window, on the glass.
Yes, what is it?
Are you rolling the window down?
Brock, move the window
You
down.
gotta
Don't
put the
be
window
rude.
down. Grandma, he can't hear you. Hold on. All right. Can I help you?
Yes. Barbara and Riley, I think.
No,
I'm sorry,
name's
Barbara and Brock, I think. My name is Riley. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. James, unfortunately, could not be here, but if you'd come with me inside, we'll see that you're well taken care of, and I'll begin briefing you on what's going on.
Yes, that sounds fine.
Sounds good to me.
So, as you walk inside, you see sitting at one of the booths another individual. Dodge, do you want to describe yourself to them?
Yes, I am very similar to how I appear now, but taller, more muscular.
Of course.
6 foot tall. He's definitely built. He just looks a little rough around the edges, unkempt hair, but got a wave to it. A little bit of 5 o'clock shadow, just kind of almost like he doesn't really try.
Okay. So, as you enter, if you feel free to sit wherever, but one of our other guests has already arrived, so if you wish to speak with him, feel free to do so.
All
I
right.
see them walk in.
I would say you do, yeah.
I'm just gonna dip coffee to them.
Excuse me, is there anything I can get for y'all? I got a coffee for this gentleman. We do have Coke and water and tea as well.
You got any sweet tea?
Well, that's the only kind we serve, sir.
Perfect. My kind of place.
I would like some sweet tea as well.
All right. She very shortly returns. Where are you guys sitting?
I'm gonna walk up to Dodge.
Where can we sit? I would like the most comfortable chair.
Grandma,
No bones.
you can come over here. We can sit with this guy. How you doing, kid?
Is this one of your friends?
No, I've never met him before.
Well, you need more friends, Brock. We've talked about
my
this.
God, Grandma.
Hello, young man. What's your name?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Dodge.
Hello, Dodge. I'm Barbara. This is my grandson, Brock. He needs a friend, and it seems like you're alone here, so...
I'm gonna just with like a little bit of a wry smile. I'm gonna take Barbara's hand, just give it a little kiss on the top.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna
and such manners. My goodness gracious.
And then I'm gonna go in for a handshake with what's his face? Like aggressive, like a real, like trying to make a statement type of handshake.
I'm gonna squeeze a little harder if I can. We're gonna have a little battle here.
Yeah,
both,
a little bit of-
both of you
little
go ahead
Testosterone.
and, both of you go ahead and roll me a strength check. We'll see.
Wait, how does
I
one roll
like
for
this
that?
lad, Brock.
So
You
you'll
should
still-
make
you'll-
friends with him.
You're still gonna roll the 2d10 like you would normally do.
Right. Okay.
And then both of you, what did you roll?
Wait, we're rolling
Basically-
2d10 for this?
Mm-hmm. Pyre.
I got a 27.
27. Okay, that's that. What is your strength modifier?
60.
Your strength score 60. Okay.
Yeah, strength score is 60.
All right.
All right, I rolled 6 and my strength score is 80.
You rolled a 6.
Yeah, 2d10s
Okay,
was 6.
So my hand is shattered.
So it does appear, try as you might, it does appear that Brock, just being kind of an imposing figure, the muscles not just for show. He does appear to have quite the grasp.
How's it going, kid?
It's going well. Now that I got some coffee. So I'm assuming you're here for this mysterious benefactor, as it were.
Yeah, we were trying to meet with some guy named James.
Oh yeah, and they sent his lackey instead. Honestly, classic move. I imagine he's gonna try and keep his distance from us until at least he can get us all together, right?
Yeah, this whole thing seemed a little bit suspect to me. I mean, who just mails a check out like that?
You know,
Well, I've done that before. I think
Grandma.
it's a normal thing.
Yeah, you do that all the time though. And like to people, you write their names wrong and it's a mess.
Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, Brock.
your mom has a point.
Oh, his mother. Oh, well, I like this man.
Yeah, of course you do.
About this time, sorry, that's funny. About this time, Jane and Tabitha, the two of you pull in about the same time. You see a few other cars parked. You see the man as he first approaches your car, Jane. You see as he's again wearing this kind of black suit. Hi, Jane? Jane?
Yeah, hi there. I'm Jane.
Hey, Jane. My name is Riley. I'm James. I'm his representative. He couldn't be here tonight, but I can get you inside and get you situated and make sure that everything's taken care of.
Oh, absolutely, hun. Yeah, hold on. Let me just get my stuff.
As he kind of walks you to the door at this point, as you grab your things, he kind of pushes the door up and holds it for you. He says, feel free, please, to take a seat wherever you wish. A few of our guests have already arrived, and I believe we're waiting on well, one more. Another one's in the parking lot, and feel free to get acquainted.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He gives you a nod, and a few moments later, you see as he returns, kind of in the pelting rain, as he makes his way over to you, Tabitha. He leans on, Tabitha?
She's gonna crack the window as little as humanly possible. Go. Yeah. Yes.
My name is Riley. I'm a representative of James. If you would like to come inside with me, a few of the other guests have arrived, and you feel free to order whatever you want. Just make yourself comfortable. But I would hate to leave you out here in the rain.
Sure. Just give me a minute. She's gonna hold a book as close to her as humanly possible to keep it out of the rain.
Okay.
And follow him.
All right. So as the two of you make your way inside, Jane, you kind of arrive first as you make your way in. Looking around, you do see 3 people sitting at the table, and an older woman and 2 gentlemen.
So I guess y'all must be who he was talking about that I'm supposed to come find and introduce myself to. Hi, y'all. I'm Jane Jameson Nightingale. I'm just pleased as punch to meet y'all.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Jane. I'm Barbara, and have you met my son, Brock? He's single, you know.
How's it going?
Wow, your son. It's so nice to meet both of you.
Son, grandson, introduce yourself.
Going.
Hi there.
Alter, I think they'll make a great couple, yes.
As this conversation is happening, Tabitha, he opens the door, letting you in as well. As he's doing so, the waitress is kind of passing by on the other side. I'll be right with you, honey. And at this point, you see, he says, please feel free to order anything you want and sit wherever you like.
Okay. I'll walk over to kind of where everyone is and sit down with a very definite action close to them, but not with them.
Okay.
And wave really awkwardly.
Is she here too for like the same thing?
Yeah, he went and got her out of her car too.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm Tabitha. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tabitha. I'm Jane Jameson Nightingale. This is Barbara and her grandson, Brock. And then there's this gentleman who I haven't met yet.
Name is Dodge.
Hi there,
Brock,
Dodge.
introduce yourself to the young lady.
I like your hair, Brock.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I work very hard. It doesn't just happen like this.
I'm gonna need another coffee, Tabitha.
At this point, the final car pulls in, perhaps a little nicer, a little newer than some of your vehicles. At this point, Michelle, you see, as this same man does approach, the rain, if anything, has only gotten harder at this point as he makes his way over to your vehicle.
And I roll down my window
Okay.
and ask if, are you Mr. Niles?
I'm sorry, Mr. Niles was unable to be here, but my name is Riley. I'm his representative, and I'll be taking care of you. And I promise things will go as smoothly as humanly possible.
His representative? What do you mean? In what way?
Well, I'm...
Are you
a
like
bit-
his butler or manservant or
We'll
something?
say a little above a butler, perhaps. I'm his butler, his secretary. I'm his gopher. I get everything done for him.
And why is he not here tonight? I came a long way to be here.
He's a bit on the
And I'm at a diner.
older side. Yes, we shall be changing location shortly. Please, if you'll come inside, there's a few other guests I wish for you to meet.
And then I just kind of open my car door, sort of pushing him out of the way, and I bring out my own umbrella and pop it open and
Okay.
outpace him to the diner.
All right.
Can you just vaguely describe what car this she arrived in?
Yeah. Do you wanna describe a car? Or should I?
Why don't you go ahead and do that for me?
It's a silver 1987, so it's probably Mercedes SL class.
Okay. I'm gonna, before she manages to get to the door, I'm gonna approach it
Okay.
and open it for her before the manservant
Okay.
can do it.
And I would say, as she enters, the lot of you she seems slightly familiar from somewhere or something.
I think I've seen her before.
She does look real familiar.
As she walks past me through the threshold,
Mhm.
well, with a ride like that, you must be somebody important, yeah?
I'm Michelle. I am assuming you all are here for the same reason I am. Checks in the mail, something like that. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah,
Yep, that's
something
why
like
I'm
that.
here. Nice to meet you, Michelle. I'm Jane Jameson Nightingale.
You look real
Like,
familiar.
Sorry?
I said she looks real familiar. You look real familiar.
Doesn't she look familiar?
Brock, is she one of your ex-girlfriends?
No, I was thinking.
She's-
Hey, you
I
ever
can
skipped out
assure
on a
you
bail
I'm
bond?
not. No. You might recognize me from a few or 3 years ago. I won a gold medal in figure skating at the Winter Olympics.
Oh, that's right. And you wore that gorgeous outfit. Oh my goodness, you looked pretty as a peach.
Aw, that's nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're that one from those cereal boxes. I recognize you now.
I'm gonna extend a greasy handshake to her, like a greasy, dainty little handshake.
And I just kind of don't accept it. I just look at it. Not cereal boxes, actually. I am the primary endorser for Log Cabin maple syrup.
That's what it is. I never forget a face.
So
Okay.
Can you do the little slogan? You got that little thing you say?
you know, I was actually wondering, since we're at a diner, if they have pancakes here. Because I don't know if you know, but that's my favorite food.
All right. All right.
Oh.
She. At
Are
this
you guys
point,
eating anything?
The waitress kind of approaches. You see, she's kind of like brushed off her apron. Is there anything I can get for y'all? If you had time to look at the menu, or should I give you a little bit longer?
This ma'am explicitly stated she'd like some pancakes, please.
Of course. Is there anything else I can get for y'all?
You know, if I could get a
with-
tea. That'd
With
be
Log
great.
Cabin maple syrup, please.
Oh, right.
I'm sure you have Log Cabin maple syrup.
I'll be honest. I don't really look at the label that much.
That's okay. I carry my own anyway.
Wait, you just bring maple syrup around with you?
Of course.
Must have stocks.
What
of
if I-
log cabin maple syrup?
I mean, pancakes are my favorite food. And what if they don't have log cabin? I can't just be seen eating any maple syrup. I am the primary endorser for log cabin maple syrup. It's the best maple syrup.
Well,
Looks
if
like
it's
you're
your
paid to
favorite,
say
then
that.
it makes sense you would just have it in case.
I guess
I
that makes
know.
sense.
Thank you, Jane.
At this point, she disappears, grabbing a few things to fulfill your order. As Riley, you watch as he kind of looks around outside for a minute and then closes up his umbrella as he closes the door back behind him. Well, I want to extend sincere thanks from James. He was very pleased that you all decided to come. So we do have some larger, more comfortable rides arriving soon that will take us a little bit further into the mountains.
Let me just stop you right there. I'll be taking my own ride, thank you.
Also, Riley, if he was so goddamn thankful, where the hell is he?
All in due time. As far as your ride is concerned, Mr. Dodge, absolutely, you can feel free to drive it yourself. The roads get a bit bumpy and gravelly, but certainly, again, any damage that may occur to your vehicle, we will be more than happy to cover.
Riley, 2 things. 1, Mr. Dodge, it's just Dodge, okay? 2, don't tell me what the roads are like. I will experience that for myself. There's not a road I can't drive.
Of course, I
like this kid.
I was told as much might be the case, so absolutely, whatever makes you most comfortable then. At this point, you watch as he says, give me just a moment and I'll have our rides get here and then we shall be on our way. As he steps back to the front door, you see as he kind of pulls out the antenna from his rather large kind of brick phone as he stands outside making a call for...
Heard those things can give you tumors. I'm never gonna mess with that.
He didn't mention that we were going to anywhere else. I don't know if I feel comfortable traveling with strangers.
What, do you think somebody sending us blind cash was just gonna meet at a diner?
Well, that's what happened, isn't it?
Got you there, Dodge.
Fair enough. Look,
So are we all just taking our own cars? Is that what's happening here?
I mean-
well, it sounds like he's got a ride planned for all you guys, but
I don't
can see
know
that
how
beauty
I
out
feel
there.
about being taken somewhere and then not having my own car to get back home.
I
Grant-
do it all the time.
Grant, you shouldn't be doing that, first of all. It's dangerous at your age. And second of all, I think we should take the car that we brought, all right? What's he gonna do, just wait at the diner all night?
Well, we do pay Clay very well for this, so...
His name is Dave, Grandma. We talked about this in the car.
At this point, you guys do hear the kind of rumbling motors as Riley stepped back inside. You see as what appears to be some sort of modified Hummers pull in, and they kind of pull up, instead of parking, they kind of pull up next to the door. That'll be our rides. If you wish to drive your own vehicles, you are of course welcome to, but it is a bit of a rough terrain. So,
what kind of army surplus nonsense is this little getup?
well, Master James wanted to make sure that you were all comfortable in your ride there, and he spares no expense in the way of safety and comfort.
And you
Riley, here are my keys. Will you please get the blue bag out of my car?
Of course, no problem.
Thank you. I'll be waiting in the Hummer.
Okay.
I'll
you-
follow on her heels, my hand firmly wrapped around my mace.
okay. You
Now,
watch.
Chief, you said that expenses to our personal items would be covered by this.
Are you talking to Riley, who just went to go get the purse?
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Well,
Screaming
I
at-
don't think I feel right about letting Miss Tabitha and Miss Michelle ride in that car by themselves.
Yeah, it
So I
seems a
guess
little
I'll
bit
go with
sketchy.
them.
There are two. You think you could probably fit 4 per vehicle if you wish to do it that way.
I'll go with them just in case.
Hey, any of you are welcome in my car, but 1, no eating and no drinking, okay?
All right. So at this point, he does return with your purse as you're kind of making your way out. Another similarly dressed man hops out of the Hummer with an umbrella and opens the door for the 3 of you. Barbara and Brock, what are you guys doing? Where are you going?
What do you think, Grandma? Do you wanna take the car, or do you wanna ride with these, whoever they are?
Walter, where do you want to go? He says, let's go with the ladies. We need to find you a wife, Brock.
Grandma, you know what? Never mind. Okay, we'll go with the ladies, Grandma.
As you guys now, the 3 of you kind of pile in, and then Barbara and Brock, as you make your way out the door, they kind of slide Barbara into the front seat, assisting her as much as they can to get her up into there. Sir, I'm afraid this vehicle is full. You'll need to take the next one.
I'm gonna pull up beside him.
Okay.
Looks like you need a ride.
All right,
Can
kid,
Brock
let's see what
stay
you
in
can
this
do.
one? I'll go with the handsome one there.
You're
I
about
would-
to make me blush.
Miss Barbara.
I would say
Miss Barbara, I really insist that you ride with us.
What? Do I not look trustworthy to you?
No.
No.
That's fair.
Well, it's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'll stay with the ladies. You two make friends.
I'm gonna
Got my
lead
eye
it.
on you, Barbara.
Grandma, now you've got your things in your purse, right?
Yes, I have my things. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, stay safe. If you need
Don't
anything, we'll be
have a
right
tail, Miss
behind.
Barbara's fine.
Brock, you
Right.
don't need to babysit me. I'll be fine.
All right, okay. All right, kid, let's see what you can do on the road.
What I will
gonna
say
walk
is, with
around.
me at the wheel, we have a better chance of making it there than these hunks of junk.
It is a nice car, I'll tell you. I'll give you that.
So,
Thank you.
as the 2 of you climb into Dodge's vehicle, you watch as the Hummers they follow each other out, making their way down 985 just a little bit further to the next exit, an unmarked exit. As you kind of pull off, the road very quickly ceases to be pavement. You watch as ahead of you there's kind of one of the mountains rising in the distance. You see just the barest hint of light coming from close to the top. You assume that is most likely where you are headed. At this point, a lot of you riding in the car, it's going to take you probably the better part of another 20 minutes to get there. 15, 20 minutes. Anything you're doing on the way?
Reading.
Okay.
What are you reading there, young lady?
This is it's a book on German history.
Oh,
Are you German?
historian.
No, I'm not German. I just like reading.
I read a lot too, but not usually normal books.
What kind of
do you
books do you read?
Well, I read a lot of occult books. You see, I own specialty books. It's a small occult bookstore that was left to me by my grandmother.
Really?
So yeah, so I read a lot of
The one up north?
Yeah.
I think I've been in there. You have a great selection.
Thank you. We try real hard. Well, I try real hard now. She passed not too long ago, but trying to
Bless your
keep her
heart.
store up.
So
It
you
was
know,
everything.
so your books focus on cults, like the history of cults, or
No,
what?
just like occult history. So like anything supernatural or strange or bizarre. We also sell things like candles.
I found a great book on
Macrame.
ritual sacrifice there.
Yeah, stuff about ritual sacrifices. Yeah, it's just kind of all like darker stuff. I don't believe in any of it, but my grandma, oh, she could have talked to you all day about it. She believed all of it. But I don't
That's
know.
really interesting.
Do you know how to get rid of ex-husbands that keep haunting you?
You know, I think we have a book all about that. The real
I
stubborn ones.
I would love to read that. Walter won't shut the hell up when I'm trying to sleep.
Do you know if he's stuck in your house or if he's stuck to like an item that you keep on your person?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, actually. He's been following me around for a decade now.
Oh my, do you think he attached himself to your wedding ring? Do you still wear it?
Oh, why, yes, I do.
Oh my. Well, maybe, I don't know. If he's there, maybe he could have attached his soul to your ring. I don't know.
Well, when this is all over, we'll have to stop by your store and I'll buy all the books on it.
Perfect. That would be great. We'll get you fixed up.
At this point, in the other vehicle, Dodge and Brock, you guys kind of following the taillights of this kind of winding, sort of narrow road it is gravel, so it's not complete like loose dirt or anything, but it's a far cry away from smooth pavement. Dodge, roll me a driver, an auto check.
That is a 21.
I believe is that an extreme success for you?
Let me look at make sure check that is. All right, I'm just getting used to this.
No worries. We all are.
That is. No, it's 2 off from it.
Okay, so hard success.
Mm-hmm.
So close.
Strangely, Brock, even though this is a gravel road, somehow Dodge is managing to make it a relatively smooth ride, at least as far as you can, as far as you can on gravel.
I'm gonna reach in the back seat and pull out a towel and be like, "Here, put your muddy stompers on this thing. I don't want you ruining the carpets. I just had them cleaned."
Hey man, you offered me the ride.
Hey, I have standards, okay?
All
You're
right.
riding in style. It comes at a price.
Man's Cars' is kingdom. All right, I got you.
At this point, the lights kind of bright in front of you compared to the relatively dark night you see as the shadows shift, as the wind kind of moves the trees and the branches outside the vehicle. I need the two of you to roll me a spot hidden check.
Roll a spot hidden. Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna change this music up too.
So that has 25%. So you just add.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So for you, yeah, if you don't have it, then you need to roll below 25% to succeed.
Okay, I got 10.
10, nice.
And I rolled
Dodge?
a 51.
Okay, and is that a success for you though?
It is not.
Okay.
Would you
So-
prefer I lead with that
Yes,
it
just
fails?
tell me
Okay.
if it's a success or failure.
Got you.
So is that a hard success for you? That would be a hard success for you.
Yeah.
So at this point, yeah, as you were driving along, you kind of glance out the window as you're riding, just kind of taking a lay of the land as you do, being a bounty hunter, trying to see what you may need to become accustomed with out here in case things go badly. As you glance out, you swear, just kind of leaning up against one of the trees, you see a figure standing there, just kind of watching as this procession of eagles goes by.
Hey, kid, you see that?
No, sorry, I had my eyes on the road.
No, I could have swore there was somebody just hanging out back there watching us.
And we're in the middle of nowhere, right?
You are very much in the middle of nowhere. This is already in the middle of nowhere in Georgia in 1987. It is very much of the middle of nowhere.
Shoot, we're deep in the sticks out here. I probably saw at least an animal or something. I don't think we'd see anybody out here.
I don't know, man. Maybe I've been on the road too long. Maybe I just need to get some rest.
You know, there's a word for that. Highway hypnosis. I should know.
I did not
Experienced
know
it.
that. Okay. All right.
See? Dodge has got a little bit of knowledge.
As the next 15, 20 minutes or so go by, you guys, you don't see a whole lot in the way of scenery. It's a very thickly wooded area. Trees, gravel, dirt, trees. You do see a few kind of woodland creatures, Brock, a couple squirrels and deer kind of skitter about. But outside of that, not much. However, as you guys approach, you do see in the distance, a little bit further up, you see the lights of this, what appears to be rather large house, growing kind of brighter and brighter. But what catches all of your eye is before that, there is yet another source of lights. As you now approach, you see that there appear to be a bit of a makeshift base camp of sorts. You see kind of trailers kind of set up at this rather flat area that plateaus. You see at this point there's a few lights kind of strung about and another vehicle parked there.
He said that this was everyone, right? It was just us that he was meeting with?
Yeah, this looks a lot more official than what was initially conveyed.
This is getting weirder and weirder, man. I don't know.
Look, I know we just met, but I think if anything goes wrong, we hightail it out of here, all right? I got your back.
All right, man. I got your back here. I'm gonna hand him a knife. You know how to handle yourself in a fight?
And I'm gonna pull this out of the dashboard and be like, yeah.
All right. Okay. I
All
can
right.
respect that.
The ladies and other cars, you approach anything.
Wow. Well, that looks like a lot.
This feels a little odd.
Yeah.
Is that
I
another
don't-
car?
Looks like it. I mean, but maybe he owns more cars.
you
Is
think
someone
there's
waiting
another-
for us?
Do you think there's another group of people?
The driver kind of turns
Probably
on.
just James's car.
I don't have the full list of details, but we've established a bit of a base camp here. We're the staff. We are not supposed to be sleeping in the house, so we have a few generators as well as power running back down from the house itself. So everything's quite comfortable. Everything's state of the art, spared no expense.
You have a base camp, so you don't have to sleep in the house.
Well, the house is a bit of a private affair, we're told. We're paid. We're here to do a job, so we're just
Have
mainly
you
here to
ever
assist.
been in the house?
I can't say that I have, no.
So are we
Wait, you
supposed to go in the
can't
house?
say.
I'll be honest, I probably shouldn't have said anything. I don't know too much of what's going on here, so just I'm sure all of your questions will be answered soon as you watch as you guys kind of pull in beside this other Hummer, the one that was following you pulling in. And there's just enough room for Dodge's car to pull in, as well as the 4 cars are kind of lined up beside each other. The rain has begun to abate a little bit. It's still raining, but not necessarily pouring quite as hard as it was. As you all are kind of assisted out of each of your individual vehicles, you make your way into these very nice trailers. They do have electricity. It seems to have at least a tank for running water of some sorts. And Dodge and Brock, the two of you see the same thing, and people come up to help escort you inside. So,
y'all all got letters, right?
Yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
letter.
I got a
And
letter.
money.
And money.
Yeah, and a check.
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
just saying, when I got the letter and it said, oh, I could use your skills, I thought maybe he was looking for like a special ritual, or like a special kind of affame, like a ritual dagger, or like some artifact, or like I'm an antiquary, so I
Well,
do antiques. I know a lot about antiques, and I thought maybe he was looking for something.
So you
I
like believe in
assumed he
ghosts?
had some kind of product he
Not
wanted me to
really.
endorse or something. I don't know what this is.
I don't know how we would relate at all.
Look, from my experience, all I know is when anybody sends you cash and they say no strings attached, they are most definitely strings attached.
I would confirm that, yes.
But
Got a
the
point.
letter said that there weren't. So
Not
I
at
mean,
first.
Jane, I know what you do. Tabitha, what do you do?
I organized a library.
Okay, so another book person. Brock, what are you?
I'm a bounty hunter by trade.
Okay. All right, so we've got 2 book girls, a bounty hunter, Dodge. What do you do?
Take a wild guess.
Kid can drive. I know that.
You're a professional criminal.
Sorry. Sorry, that was funny.
Well, let's just say I'm good behind a wheel. I'm good with tools. I'm good with my hands.
So,
So
question
you're
mark
like a
for you,
a mechanic,
Miss
I consider myself a
Barbara.
driver.
a driver.
The best.
Alright.
So
driver.
maybe he needs a new chauffeur. Okay. Miss Barbara, what do you do? What's your background?
Well, I've funded many expeditions for James and my husband Walter, who's haunting me now. He's just doesn't shut up. Walter, stop! Sorry.
Wait, so you know
Sorry.
James?
Miss Barbara, I'm curious why you'd even bother answering a letter like this if you have plenty of money. Was it just out of curiosity?
Well, I know Brock needs a job, and I'm trying to support him and stop him from being a bounty hunter, running and gallivanting everywhere.
Grandma, it's a job.
You
I
need
have a
to
job.
settle down, Brock.
I'll settle down when I die.
Well, Miss Log
Well, I would
Cabin, I could
like
ask you the same
grandkids
thing.
before I die. Great grandkids.
I already said Dodge. I assumed it was another endorsement offer. I get letters like this all of the time.
And you came in person then? You always?
Of course I came in person.
Okay.
You don't have your
Anyway,
people meet
my
their
point
people?
is I'm failing to see the connection between us all as to why we're here.
I will say it doesn't cut the mustard.
At this point, you hear is kind of a forceful kind of as the door gets kind of blown shut as he's trying to close it softly. Riley makes his way in. I hope you're all comfortable. Do I need to adjust the temperature? Is everything all right? Are you all okay?
A little warm for my taste.
All right. He kind of
Fine.
he goes back and kind of fiddles with a thermostat for a second. So we do have individual rooms for each of you in these trailers, of course. This evening, it was requested that we spend the night here, and then tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I will take you into the manor itself, and everything will be explained then. I know that this is a bit odd. I know the circumstances are, well, odd, but I promise everything will be explained. Jane,
You keep saying that, but there's a perfectly good house right there. I just, why are we staying down here?
I'm with Bookworm on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Young
approach. I'm
man,
gonna step
Why
up.
do
and
we
around.
have to wait till tomorrow?
I demand you explain yourself right now.
I suggest you answer some questions, at least just to tie us over, until we can meet James.
no one stays in the house after dark.
Where the hell do they
Sorry, what?
sleep? What the fuck does that mean?
Well, why does no one stay in the house after dark, Riley?
Well,
There's just we'll say a bad air about it. We don't know. Maybe there may be a gas leak or something, but we just people get a little bit antsy in the evening.
I'm not a plumber, I'm not gonna fix this.
You could have
There's
fooled me with
Like
your
a
wrench
silly
there.
reason.
There's nothing to be afraid
Now hold
of.
on there, Mr. Riley. What are you
Why
trying to
wouldn't-
say?
I'm trying to say, Dodge, that I would hope you would understand that I'm paid to do a job. I'm doing my best to complete this job. It's to make sure that you are all well taken care of and safe. Answering questions is a secondary objective.
So let me ask you this then. In your contract with this James, does it state specifically to be an asshole? Or is that just something you chose to be?
I don't know. Were you
I don't think
born an
Riley's
asshole,
an
or was that
asshole.
something
He's
you choose to be?
Dumb.
Listen,
It's
he
a little bit of this,
obviously
little bit of
doesn't
that.
have all of the answers. He's being polite. Let's just wait and see what happens in the morning.
Riley, may I ask? Is there somewhere covered I could park my car for the night?
There is a rollout awning. I suppose we could extend that for you.
Perfect. Then you and I have no qualms.
You watch as he kind of goes back by the door and he pushes a button, and you hear like a very kind of like begin to as the awning begins to extend. I'm assuming you would like to move the car yourself.
Yes. You would assume correctly, and I'm gonna do that.
Okay. As you now step outside, you kind of open the door. The rain has mostly subsided at this point, and strangely, somehow, a fog has begun to set in and kind of begins to roll across the camp. As you make your way over to your vehicle, you hop in and you do pull it under the awning as you look around a bit. Just a bit unusual for fog to appear so quickly after rainfall, but nothing terribly unusual, you don't think. As you make your way back inside, you kind of pull the door shut behind you. In the meantime, the rest of you, as Riley begins demonstrating the various different rooms, excuse me, Brock and Dodge, we will be putting you in the other trailer. Just it was requested for propriety, as Mr. James is a bit of an old soul, as they say, that you all be kept separate as to protect the women. He doesn't know necessarily the state of each of your character, and it's no slight against you. It's just
Well, I don't really know his character either. I don't feel very comfortable leaving my grandma alone with some people I've never known. I don't know these people.
He kind of looks at you, Barbara. Barbara, Miss Baldo. I will leave the decision up to you as to where you'd like to stay.
You know, I plan on sleeping in the backseat of my car as I usually do. So if you guys want to take the other trailer, be my guest.
Well, I guess I'll stay with my grandson then.
Okay. As each of you are shown to your individual rooms, I mean, they're very nice. They're bigger than what you'd expect. Full queen-size bed in each, with these kind of little side tables and a lamp. A small desk in case you need to do any writing or anything. Outside of that, nothing blowing your mind. However, all of you do notice there's also, each of you has an individual phone kind of in your room, which in a trailer seems very nice. You didn't see a satellite when you came in, but you can only assume there must be some sort of satellite reception going on here.
What is a satellite?
It's those things, Grandma. It beams up voices into space or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Is that like that Star Wars show you keep talking about?
Oh, yeah, it's great. Listen, Luke, like those lines, Grandma, it's so good.
I'll never understand you young kids.
I'm gonna go try to find a window that's facing the manor.
Okay. You make your way back out into the common area there at this point, and you kind of start looking. Roll me a spot hidden check.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, well, I rolled a 98.
You look out. The fog appears to have grown thicker. There appears to be the clouds that kind of had been precipitating the landscape appear to still be kind of covering up the moon. There is very little light outside.
I come up and stand beside Jane,
Okay.
and I ask her, does this look odd to you? Does anything look off? I mean, you're so familiar with cults and everything. Is there something weird about this manor?
Well, problem is I can't really see it from here. It's just so foggy and gross out there, and it's been raining cats and dogs. I have to probably go outside to get a closer look, but I'm not exactly keen on doing that by myself.
I mean, I can go with you if it would make you feel better.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'd like to get a little bit better of an idea of what we're getting ourselves into before we actually go into the house in the morning.
Well, I'm not staying here alone. If you guys are going, I'm coming too.
Oh, Miss Tabitha, you scared me so bad.
Oh, sorry. I do that a lot. I'm really quiet usually, so.
You are real quiet. Okay. Note to self, put a bell on that one.
All right.
Well,
So
I guess let's go.
all right. And at this point, I would say it's probably maybe 9 in the evening-ish, as you guys have settled in. So you're going to make your way up towards the manor itself.
Yeah.
Can I see them cross and like from my car?
Are you at this point? You would have been seen to the other three of you would have also been seen to your rooms. So I would say the three of you roll me a listen check, unless you're.
Well, because I'm sleeping in the backseat of my car tonight.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
I'll give you a bonus die. Roll me a listen check.
Okay.
Barbara and Brock, what are you guys doing?
I was gonna go and try and take a little look at the perimeter. The way we kind of came in, I want to see if my eyes were playing tricks on me, or if I could see anything.
Okay.
Would you remind me how the bonus die worked?
So basically, you roll one more die to see if it gets you above or below success. You take basically the best two.
Okay.
So.
Are you taking me for a walk?
Oh shit.
You can come along, Grandma, if you want. I just need to check something.
Okay, let me get my cane. Here we go.
Okay.
It's a
So
one.
you got a critical success.
Yeah, that's a 1.
You can immediately hear just the kind of muffled conversation coming from inside as Jane, Michelle, and Tabitha are kind of discussing going up to the manor. As you hear them kind of open the latch on the doors, it kind of swings open.
I'm gonna stick my head. I'm more outside my car, like using a microfiber cloth to try and dry the rain off of the hood, anyways.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can peek around and so I can physically see them do this, like open the door.
Yeah, you basically parked almost just maybe because the trailers are not too far apart. You're probably maybe 15 feet away as you kind of look out. Your hearing's very keen tonight as you kind of look out. You see the three of them kind of step out, the gravel kind of crunching beneath their feet.
Look, I'm all for I'm gonna speak to them, not being particularly quiet. I'm all for defying rules in lieu of curiosity, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't remember him ever saying that we had to stay in our rooms.
That's true.
I don't know what rules you're talking about.
I just thought you guys might be trying to get yourselves into that manor over there.
Oh
Listen,
no,
we're
we
not
just want to
going
get a closer
into
look.
the house.
Ew,
Yeah,
we
we're
don't want to go
just-
in there. Ew.
We're just getting a closer look.
Well, just be careful.
Well, not that it's really any of your concern, but we will.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a close eye on them just to see exactly where they end up going
Okay.
or what they're doing.
All right. So, Brock and Barbara, what are the two of you doing then? You're going to go ahead and head out the opposite direction back where you came from?
Yeah, just to take a look, just to see if I can see anything
Okay.
in the woods.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a spot hidden check. Barbara, what are you doing? Just following?
I'm looking around as well,
Okay.
taking
Go ahead
in
and
the
roll
sights.
spot hidden as well.
I'd like to think we're walking like I've got my like linked arms. We're
Sure.
just walking with our cane.
And to be super clear to you guys, there are lights kind of posted around this base camp, but this is also 1987. You don't have a cell phone to illuminate your way. There's not light on the path up or down either side.
Oh no.
You're fine. Brock is fine because I assume he has a tool. You do pull out a kind of small flashlight as you begin to shine it around the kind of dim yellow light, making it easy enough for you to see at the very least. The three of you, Tabitha, Michelle, and Jane, as you guys begin to get about halfway out from the camp up to the house, it's pitch black. You do see a little tiny bit of light coming from what appears to be just a single room in the house. Roll me spot hidden, the three of you.
Ooh.
I failed. I rolled an 83 that time.
Okay.
I rolled a 25, which is
Ooh.
exactly what the percentage is.
Beats it,
beats it?
I think in Call of Cthulhu you have to beat it.
Oh, it's not meat. Oh,
I don't think it's meets it beats it.
It's less
Listen,
It
this
says-
is
it
the
says
first
under
roll
or
of this
under or
regular.
equal.
Sure.
Okay, so it says
It's less than and equal to.
It
Less
says
than
under or
equal to- okay.
equal, yeah, on
Sure,
the
okay.
startup thing.
I was just trying to just ruin Diana's night, but
Trying to-
sure.
Yeah. Now she's gonna have fun.
What did you get, Brittany?
gross.
37, so I'm best.
Okay. Just barely. Tabitha, you were the only one who can make this out at this distance. You swear you see a figure just kind of pass in front of the light before you watch as it turns off.
You guys, there was someone up there.
Up where?
Up there.
Was it Riley?
I don't know. I just saw a shadow, but there was someone there. He said he doesn't go into the house. It couldn't be him, right?
So
Did the
somebody has
person
to be
go
staying in
in?
the house.
Did the person go into the house, or did they just, or did you just see somebody walk by?
They were in front of the light over there. Now there's no light.
Yeah, as you guys look, the house now appears almost completely dark. There are very
I can't
kind
see
of
a thing.
very kind of gentle lights outside the house, just barely illuminating it in the area where there's kind of a veranda, like a pull-under area for vehicles. But outside of that, the house looks dark. No lights are on inside.
Should we try to get a closer look?
Maybe, I don't know, because they
Can you
said
tell
nobody
anything
stays
else,
in
Jane?
there.
Can you tell anything else about the house, Jane?
It's so hard to see anything. I just can't see. There's nothing to. The lights are so dim.
Daylight's really good for that. We could always just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, but if somebody's in there that's not supposed to be, what if something happens to them?
What would happen?
What if we get there in the morning and what if Riley said maybe it was gas? Maybe they passed out? Maybe they died because we didn't go help them? What if something bad happens?
Well,
I just can't have that on my conscience.
That just seems like natural selection. He
I mean, I guess
no
if
one
we're
goes
dumb
in the
enough to
house.
go in there, yeah, but I just feel kind of bad.
I can hear this from my car, I'm assuming. Having been paying attention.
I don't know, how quiet are you guys being at this point?
I am not quiet.
Not really.
Then yeah, I would say it's not too hard.
I'm gonna put the cloth back in the trunk, and I'm just gonna saunter on over.
Okay.
See, I knew you guys were gonna try and go into the house. This is not a good
We're
idea.
not trying to go into the house.
He said
We're
we'd
just
get
trying
closer.
to get a look at it.
All right, you just got that look about you. I'm just saying.
Jane wants to go save someone who probably isn't even there.
But you said you saw him.
Wait, you saw somebody?
It's dark. I don't know what I saw.
Miss Tabitha said she saw someone pass in front of the window.
Look, let's on the inside of the house.
Yes.
And then
Let's-
the light went off.
Let's focus on what we do know. All right. Odds are it's just James. He lives in the house. He's probably going to bed. That's all we know. All right. A little bit of trust goes a long way. All right.
I guess.
If we have no reasonable cause to think there's anything wrong, I don't think we should take action. I don't know.
I mean, he looks like he knows breaking and entering, you guys. I think we should listen to him.
You're not wrong there, Shug.
You gotta choose your battles.
Cutting back to you, Brock. I know I asked you a while ago. What did you get on spot hidden?
I got a 31.
Is that a
got 'em.
success?
It is no 25. I don't have a skill in it.
All
I
right.
got a regular success.
On spot hidden. With a regular success, Brock. Just to be clear, are you just taking her down the road? Or are you walking the perimeter?
Oh, I got a her. No. yeah,
We were just kind of
sorry.
walking the perimeter, trying to look into the woods, kind of starting where we came in from, and then kind of walking
Okay, Barbara, what did you
just
say?
to the left of it.
I was second guessing myself, but it's a regular.
A regular success. Okay.
Yeah.
As you're walking around, you're just kind of leaning up against your grandson. As you kind of glance at the ground, you do see what appears to be a set of footprints that just have kind of come up to the trailers, and then they seem to go back out into the woods.
Brock, it looks like someone's been puttering around here.
What do you see, Grandma? What do you mean?
What kind of bounty hunter are you? Look at the footprints on the ground.
I saw those. That was a test, Grandma.
You need to get your eyes checked, Brock. I keep telling you.
It'll be fine. I'll deal with anything that listen. Anything outside of 5 feet, that's a problem for future me. Okay.
So we know who's not the lookout. We know who's the look in.
Well, every dog has its day, Brock.
Yes, you're a dog, Brock.
You're not
Good
there.
one. Oh.
Dodge is
Am I
there.
not? I thought we were all together.
No, Barbara and Brock went a different. They're not.
Oh,
with you guys.
okay.
Shut up, Walter. You're not part of this conversation.
Grandma, maybe tone it down with the Walter stuff, okay? These people are gonna think you've gone batty.
I am not crazy, Brock. I'm telling you, Walter's here.
Okay, all right, Grandma.
So, having seen the footprints, are you guys just continuing around the perimeter?
I'll just continue around. It could be
Okay.
anyone's footprints.
Yeah. Okay. You just continue around. You don't see anything out of the
Which
ordinary.
trailer did they go into?
They didn't go into a trailer. They kind of they were behind one of the trailers as you guys are walking the perimeter. It seems to have come up to near one of where the windows are, and they just kind of seem to continue back out into the woods.
Brock, I don't like. What if there's a peeping Tom that wants to see Granny?
Grandma, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
What is that supposed? I'm a young grandma.
You're like what, 103, 105, something like that?
Wow.
My goodness, Brock, that would make you very old indeed. A lady never reveals her age.
No, you're right, Grandma. No older than 50. I can see you.
Can we please check the trailer? I don't want someone maybe stealing my pearls or who knows what.
All right, if it will make you feel better, I'll check it out. Okay, stay close.
Thank you.
Roll me a tracking check.
Ooh, I do have that one. It's not good, but I have it. 16. I have 20 in it.
That's a success then. Yeah. You begin following these footprints. How far are you going to follow them? Because they seem to continue on into the woods.
Brock, don't go too far now. It's dark out.
Yeah, I don't think I want to deal with this tonight, especially on my own and, wherever the hell we are. Georgia?
You've lived here your whole life, Brock.
Not in these woods. I like the city a little better. You know that.
Yes, I do too. All these bugs and snakes and spiders, not my cup of tea.
I'm going to try and walk out when I'm still within sight distance. Maybe 20 feet, 30 feet out. See if they branch back in or where they go.
Okay. You begin following them. Is at this point, you kind of, I would say, you follow them. Maybe, I would say you start getting kind of to the edge of where the light of the camp is, just barely kind of. Is Barbara following you? I guess is the better question, because at this point the terrain is a little mushy and slick due to the rain. Outside of that flat area of the camp, it does kind of have a bit of a slope to it. So are you taking her with you, or are you going to just check it out by yourself for a
Brock,
second?
my cane is getting stuck in the mud. I can't keep going like this.
Do you want to hang back a little bit?
Well, I don't want to be out here by myself.
I'll be right there. I'm going to go maybe about 10 more feet, see if these things go anywhere. I'll come right back, okay?
Okay, Brock.
All right, roll me another spot hidden check. I'll give you a bonus die on this one.
Ooh, okay. God, it's so low. I rolled the same thing twice. 39.
You kind of
25.
You make your way out a little further. You hear just the gentle, kind of babbling of a brook as it kind of is making its way. You kind of get up to it as you kind of look around. It looks as though the footprints have gotten lost around here at some point. And it's possible that they turned and went somewhere else, but kind of with the driving rain that had been there earlier, you think a lot of it may have been kind of washed away with the slope of this.
All right, I'm going to start heading back then.
Okay. So,
Did you see anything, Brock?
No, Grand, it goes down to there's a little river down there, and I lost the track. All the rain must have washed them away. Wasn't my eyesight, okay?
Well, we need to keep an eye out, especially for peeping Toms.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
All right. So as you guys begin making your way back in, having completed your perimeter sweep, the other four of you, as you're having this discussion, Riley kind of pokes his head out of his trailer. Are you guys okay? Do you need anything? I just overheard some chatter. I didn't. Just want to make sure everything's okay.
It definitely wasn't Riley.
Oh gosh.
Riley, is
gosh.
there somebody staying in the house right now?
No, there's nobody in the house.
Well,
you
yes, there
sure?
is.
Who is allowed to go in the house? Because we saw somebody in there.
That's not possible.
There
Everybody's.
was a light on.
Well, I
There
mean.
was a light
in that
on.
window right there.
There was a light on, and somebody turned it off.
Well, I can explain this. There is a light in the foyer area there that we kind of leave on just to kind of keep an eye on things. But occasionally the generators get knocked out, and the storm just may have just taken a little bit this time. But I'll go up and restart it first thing in the morning.
But Tabitha
But
saw
why
somebody.
are the other lights on?
What? As he kind of glances up, I believe those may run off a separate line. I'm not entirely sure. But no, I don't think you. There may have just been a bit of the wind. Maybe there was a draft in the house, blew a curtain. I don't think anybody's.
There may have just been a person in there.
Does he believe what he's saying right now? Like,
he's
flustered.
Go ahead and roll me. Let's see. Do you have anything related to that? Let me look at your character sheet.
I mean, I have psychology.
Roll psychology. That would definitely be applicable.
I can. Is there? Can I assist with that?
Would you like to roll as well?
Yes.
Which skill are you rolling?
Same psychology.
Okay. Yep. You can both roll psychology. Psychology.
I had a regular old success.
Okay.
56.
And I had a failure. Just regular failure.
At this point, he's like, well, just all of you be careful. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, and I'll make sure to check on you in the morning. I'll take care of that. Good night. As he kind of closes it, Tabitha, he's a little shaken by
scared.
something. He's a little shaken by something.
You think so? I mean, I don't. Did he seem scared?
He has no idea what was going on at that house. Didn't you notice that just now?
I mean, maybe a little bit now that you pointed out.
Look, I mean, they brought us here, so what's the point in hiding things?
I don't
To be honest with you
know.
guys, I think Riley's kind of an idiot. He doesn't really seem to know what's happening at all.
Listen, we will see inside the house tomorrow. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Oh, I second that. All this humidity is making my curls a mess.
All right. So you're all returning. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm returning, yeah.
So-
I'm gonna linger
Okay.
behind everybody and just focus through the window just one last time, see if anything happens, and just like give it a few seconds, like a few beats, and then turn around and go back to my car if nothing happens.
Roll me spot hidden.
That is a success.
Regular success.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
barely a success.
You kind of like focus as much as you can through the mist, kind of looking up at the house. You don't see anything inside the house itself, but as you're focusing, you watch as kind of a curl of mist, kind of almost like a whirling dervish kind of thing, kind of goes up and dissipates seemingly out of nowhere. You didn't feel any wind. You don't see anything. The air feels pretty still at this point.
Where did that occur? Inside?
It was kind of in front of the house. You can just barely see kind of at the distance you are as the mist kind of weirdly seemed to kind of curl and rise before kind of flattening back out.
Oh, that's weird. Would I have any? Nah, never mind. I'm just gonna return to my car.
Okay. So, at this point, as all of you settle in for the evening, your room's very comfortable. As you settle in, as you explore kind of opening drawers and things, you all discover there's also just a very small selection of VHS tapes inside, as well as a little, as you kind of pull down one of the handles, you watch as it reveals a small TV with a VHS player underneath. As you kind of inspect it, looking at the different VHS tapes and things, the player itself appears to be relatively new and relatively nice. It has auto tracking. So at this point,
Hell yeah, Star Wars, Grandma. Here, you can watch it tonight.
Oh, for the 500th time. Hooray.
It's A New Hope.
What does that even mean?
Well, Grandma, if you watch the movie, you'll get it, okay?
I
You have to
don't
actually
understand.
watch, though. You can't, like, knit and you can't, like, do whatever it is you do.
Fine, I'll try to watch it just because I love you so much, Brock.
Works for me. All right, let's go.
all right.
I get really excited because I find Dirty Dancing in the set of VHS tapes, so I pop that in for sure. Because
Okay.
I have such a busy schedule, I can't see new releases very often. So I settle in and watch me some Patrick Swayze.
Nice. Okay. At this point, conveniently, we were going to take a break anyways, but as Ty and Diana have also evacuated,
They just knew.
As you guys settle in for the evening, we're going to take a quick break and resume in the morning. So, guys, we are going to be opening up our giveaways right after we get back from the break. So make sure you hang around for that, and then we'll be doing drawings at the end. It is open. These ones are going to only be open to the U.S., unfortunately. Well, I take that back. The U.S. and Canada, except for Quebec. So make sure you get in on that, and we'll be right back, guys. So don't go nowheres. transition. There we go, and we're back. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, at this point, you guys do settle in for the evening, getting a decent night's rest on these beds, which are more comfortable than what you'd expect for being in a trailer. As the sun rises, just the kind of gentle buzzing of different grasshoppers and crickets and cicadas and things kind of filling the woods early in the morning at this point. The fog having receded in the night, as you all step outside, you kind of see a thin layer of dew kind of spread over the floor. One of the drivers, over the ground, but as one of the drivers at this point kind of steps out to greet all of you. Hey, guys, I believe that Riley's already in the house. I think he said something about preparing a meal for you there, so I can either drive you, or if you'd prefer to walk, that's absolutely fine.
Oh, I can just walk.
How far are we going?
Can I be just getting back from like a morning run?
Sure.
I'll just walk. I need to cool down anyway.
All right, so you have gone for a morning jog. How early did you get up for this?
I've been up at least an hour.
Okay. Which way did you go for your jog?
I went away from the house.
All right, so back down like towards the road area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just checking out the perimeter and seeing what I
Okay.
thought. Because it was so dark when we got there last night. I just kind of wanted to get a better sense of where we were.
Go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Oh, 17, which is a regular success.
So as at this point, as you kind of go for your jog, as you're seemingly relatively alone out here in the woods, you do see as a few forest creatures early in the morning kind of skitter out of the way, making their way across or away from the road as you make your way down the slope. What you do notice, as you come to a bend in the road, you do see just kind of a small plume of smoke kind of rising, as if somebody had a campfire or something. It's very thin at this point, so you don't know. It's a little difficult to gauge the distance from where you are, but maybe it's campers. It's definitely closer at this point to the road than where you are. But other than that, on the road itself, you don't notice anything completely out of the ordinary.
Can I get closer to the...
It depends on how long you're willing to take.
I want to go check it out.
Okay. You begin making your way, you jog further down this road. Certainly slower than going in a car, but it does take you the better part of 15-20 minutes to get there on foot. As you kind of think you see kind of somewhere further out into the woods, there appears to be the smoke. You're gonna have to go off the path to get to it.
Okay. I'm not motivated enough at this time to go check it out. So I just kind of take note of it and then keep going.
Okay. All right. So at this point, you make your way back as you guys now all hear this, and you watch as she returns from her run as you are all being kind of ushered up towards the house. So you guys gonna walk then? Okay. As the gravel kind of crunches beneath your feet, the sun kind of just beginning to make its way over the horizon at this point, warming up the air. It is Georgia, so it's not an especially harsh winter, but it is technically the end of winter, beginning of springtime. So a little bit of a chill in the air, which begins to be erased as the sun rises in the sky. As it does, as you approach the house, it's not an enormous manor, but it is probably, just definition-wise, it is mansion-sized. It appears to have 2 floors at least that are visible. You don't know if there are any below ground, but it seems to have a central entryway and then kind of 2 sections off to either side. At the front, there is this kind of built-in overhang that seems to be wide enough for a vehicle to be able to drive under. As you approach, the kind of large wrought iron gates are swung wide open. As you all walk through, you do see one of the Hummers kind of parked underneath the kind of overhang there. You assume Riley must have driven up a little earlier. At this point, you kind of glance around the yard as this tour guide, essentially, this extra person, he kind of brings you guys up towards the door, and he just kind of waves you, and please just the kitchen's going to be off at the end of the hall entryway here on your left. It'll be hard to miss. I'm sure you can follow the smells and the sounds. So I'll be returning to camp now, but Riley should be able to help you with anything you need.
Hey there, fella. Are we still gonna have to worry about that gas leak Riley was talking about?
I'm sorry. What gas leak? I don't. That may have been a recent thing. I've not been told.
He told us no one can stay in the house at night because there's a gas leak.
And the wind apparently was really bad.
Kind of weird that a gas leak knows what time it is.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You
I was
know,
thinking
I
that.
think that I do remember him mentioning that now that you say it. So, best of luck to all of you. I will be at base camp if you
That's
need.
not an answer.
I'm sorry.
That wasn't an answer.
Which part?
Any of it?
Well, I do remember Riley. Now that you mention, I think he did say something about a gas leak. I just.
So then you also heard about the little fire that was going on in the kitchen we had to put out, or he had to put out.
I don't.
You
that,
know,
I mean,
it
he said it.
I don't recall. I mean, if that happened this morning, it was. He didn't mention it to me. No. Can I?
Does anyone know what the hell they're doing around here?
Well, that's.
That's what I would like to know because everyone seems very confused and nobody has a straight story.
They're not very smart. We talked about this.
Well, if that's everything, again, Riley's in the kitchen there. If you need anything.
All right, fella.
Hey.
Kind of gives you a nod. As you open the door, this is kind of a very nice entryway. A chandelier hangs in the middle. The floor itself tiled and kind of almost polished to a mirror finish. As you guys step in, you do smell eggs, bacon, that sort of thing. Potentially some biscuits kind of as you make your way in. You do hear kind of the sizzle from not far away as you walk down the hall here. You look on the left, there's this kind of long dining table, and kind of off it, there's a door which has been propped open at this point. You do see Riley inside as he kind of waves to you. As you look in the room, you see a kind of, it looks like a TV on a kind of rolling stand with a VHS player. It's been kind of pushed out in front of the table there. I'll be with you guys in just a second. Please help yourselves to everything that's already on the table, and if you have anything in particular, any particular dietary needs or requests, I'll see what I can do.
I will need some pancakes, please.
He said at this point he kind of leans out and points. So under the, if you lift up the big silver one in the middle there, you should be able to find some.
Wow, you really do love pancakes. That's twice since I've met you.
I told you it's my favorite food.
I mean, I could go for some bacon, but I guess that's pretty good too.
Jane, there's a lot of decoration and artwork in here. Do you recognize anything from your occult books?
Oh, there sure is a lot in here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a good look.
Go ahead and roll me an occult check.
Okay.
That was a nice line with the pancakes, Brock.
Thanks, Grant.
That is a hard success.
Okay. Very nice. Weirdly, you do notice a few things. There's not a ton in the kitchen itself, but you do notice what appears to be kind of, as you kind of glance out into the hallway, there do appear to be a few older pieces. And are you going to go inspect them, or are you just kind of...
I'm gonna walk over and take a closer look since they caught my attention.
What you see first, as you kind of begin walking down this hall, you do see a painting. It appears to be very, very old. It looks as though it was restored by some, perhaps, professional chemical means. It's very basic, but you do see what's almost this kind of array, almost a crowd of these very primitively drawn stick figures. As you glance closer, it looks as though this painting is sort of a stretched deerskin or something. And you look as these kind of primitive images have been drawn with some sort of old ink or something. And you see as this crowd appears to be bowing down, maybe worshiping some large dark figure out in the distance. Not entirely clear what it is or where it came from, but it certainly definitely strikes you as something familiar. And with a hard success, I would say, again, not being anything you believe in, but there have been rumors in many of your occult books of these beings called the Great Old Ones. This very much seems like a piece that some of the primitive, older, we'll say, ancient peoples would have drawn, and a lot of the occult books reference these as evidence that there was once some race or some greater beings that ruled over us on Earth.
Okay.
While they're looking at all the art, I'm going to stack way more food than anyone thinks I should be able to eat on my plate.
Okay. The rest of you?
Did I see? I should have looked better, but would I have noticed any carriage house like adjoined to the main manor?
As you walked in, there was a sort of smaller separate house. You don't know if it was necessarily a carriage house. It was kind of a rather comparatively a rather plain building. It did have two kind of double doors, which were a little taller. It looks as though it could maybe be some sort of storage shed. It's a little difficult to say.
I'm gonna grab a mug of coffee, a fistful of bacon, and then take it to go and walk my way towards that house, that
Okay.
little shed.
Sure. As you kind of now make your way outside, you do in fact see that there's a kind of like a padlock and chain kind of holding this door shut.
Are there any windows that I can peek in?
They're not, but you think maybe if you kind of pull the shed apart a little bit, you can maybe peek inside.
I'm gonna do such that.
Okay, roll me spot hidden.
Oh, that's gonna be a success for sure. Yeah, that is a success, just a regular success.
Yep. As you kind of do your best to kind of slide the doors open a little bit, there appears to be, what was it, hard success or regular success?
Regular success.
Inside, you actually see what appears to be some sort of Ferrari. You can't really get it open wide enough to see, but you can tell by the lines of the body it appears to be a Ferrari of some sort.
I'm gonna walk around the structure to see if there's any way into this without having to break that lock.
You kind of do your best to walk around. You do see on the backside there is a small, what looks like potentially like a temperature control unit of some sort. It's not currently running, and as you kind of look around, you don't see any other windows or doors of any sort.
It's such a shame. This thing should be better taken care of. I'm gonna go back to the lock, and I'm gonna grab this trusty guy, and I'm gonna try and just crack my way through it.
All right. We're gonna say that's going to be a strength check, but you're gonna need we'll say at least a hard success, as this is pretty hefty.
So that's gonna need to be.
Atlas, shut up.
He's just going, dude.
That is a failure. Just a regular failure.
Okay. let me take a pause to say, hey, Amanda, thank you so much for stopping by. I didn't even know you were streaming this late. We really appreciate that raid. So you said a regular failure?
Yes.
Okay. As you kind of go and begin pulling at it, trying to do your best, it's real thick stuff. You think given a little more time, you might be able to dislodge the handles themselves off of the door before you're going to break this chain or this padlock.
Well, at least we know it's secure. I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to gingerly close the doors again. I'm going to go see if I can repair that at temperature unit at least.
Okay.
I might have to go back to my car and get my tool set.
Sure.
Bring it back.
As you go and look at it, make me a mechanical check. The rest of you inside, what are you guys doing?
Checking out books if there are any around.
There aren't any in the kitchen or the dining room itself. It's a very kind of nicely adorned area. There are a few kind of basic paintings and portraits placed around. The curtains that kind of make up the bay window at the end of the table are drawn open so that natural light kind of pours in. But in this area, there's not. But if you want to go and explore the house, you could certainly do that. I will say at this point, Riley has kind of brought out the last bit of. He appears to have some sort of eggs and potatoes, kind of finely chopped, and he's brought them out and sat them on the table.
I'll get a big plate full of sweets first, and then I'll kind of wander off.
I see that Jane obviously kind of knows something about the artwork that she's studying, so I kind of want to let her think for a minute while she's looking at it, and I go and get a stack of at least 6 pancakes, and then I go off to a corner and eat them without any syrup on them because I secretly hate syrup.
Okay.
Even though I am the ambassador for log cabin syrup. And then I go check on Jane and ask her what she thinks she's found.
Before she heads over, can I try to appraise anything else that I see?
Sure. At this point, you're still kind of in the main hallway there. I would say as you're kind of finishing this up, and as you guys all begin leaving the room, Riley's like, excuse me, guys, I'll leave you to the house in 15 minutes. I just need a moment of your time. As he kind of tries to usher you all back in at this point. Is Dodge? Did he leave? Is he here?
I don't know, man. I'm not his
I don't know.
keeper.
He's probably stealing something.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Again, just 10 minutes of your time, and if you choose to leave at that point, it is completely up to you. As he kind of looks out the window, seeing Dodge kind of walking around, I'll go fetch him. You all just give me a moment. So Dodge, what'd you get on your mechanical check?
That was an extreme success.
All right. You notice that it's relatively simple. It appears that though the power has been cut for one reason or another. You kind of rather quickly managed to splice. You don't know if perhaps a rat chewed through the wire or what, but you managed to splice a couple of the wires together with some nuts and kind of it seems to very quickly kind of hum back to life. As you're doing this, Riley kind of pokes around the corner. Are you okay?
Now I am. This beautiful car in this shed was just deteriorating, but I got the temperature control unit working. It should at least keep it from getting any worse. I have to say, I don't know much about James other than he has good taste in cars, so.
He kind of, you see, pauses for a second. Right. Well, if I can have about 5 or 10 minutes of your time, I'm gathering everybody around the table here, and I just have to play a video for you, and then I'll leave you all to it.
Hey, finally some answers. Now you're speaking my language.
So at this point, as you've all kind of gathered around the table, doing your just eating a little bit, you watch as he kind of this VHS and kind of the TV, this cart that's been kind of wheeled out. You watch as he goes back into the kitchen for a moment and grabs a VHS. It looks as though it's one of those that you would record on with your home camera of sorts. As he kind
breakfast and a show. I'm gonna put my feet up on the table and keep eating with my knife.
Okay. At this point, you see he, if you'll just listen here, Mr. James had recorded this for you. He requested that you all give it a watch and that I should assist you in whatever you wish to do after this. So, well, here we go. You watch as he kind of now kind of slides the VHS in and you kind of hear the flap back shut. You see as it struggles for a minute and he kind of like presses the auto tracking button for a second before the image kind of clears up. You see in front of you a older-ish man, probably in his 70s. At this point, he's kind of fairer of skin. He's got kind of white, kind of peppered hair as he now begins to speak to all of you. First, thank you all for being here. I hope that ours is a long-term relationship full of lucrative business and friendship. You were all called here because you are very good at what you do, and more importantly, you have inquisitive minds. Now, I won't lie. Many other prospective candidates have received these letters, but only you have come. So if you are here, I assume it is because you suspect that there is more to life than this mundane stuff. Or you just very much liked the enclosed check and would like more.
There we go.
There are explanations for the unexplainable mysteries of the world. Much of this knowledge is best kept from common man, lest panic should break out, and hell, I often dream myself of the times before I knew what lay beyond. I'm sorry, I digress. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering why I have brought you here, and why I am myself not present. Beginning with the latter, even if a recent injury had not robbed me of the use of my legs, as you kind of look, you see he's sitting at this point in a wheelchair kind of pulled up to a desk. But I am getting on in years, and I'm far too old for adventures, which brings me to the former. You are currently sitting in the house of Carl Schmidt, a colleague of mine and an old friend. Or he was, until he went missing. I have reason to believe he was murdered. But more than that, I believe that he had begun to delve into secrets that we sought to bury long ago. Now, specifically, I brought you here because there is a book I wish you to find. A book that I know he had in his possession when we last parted ways. It goes by many names, though the most common would be the Katib al-Azif, or the Necronomicon, or the Book of the Dead. I fear what would happen should this book fall into the wrong hands. Its retrieval is of the utmost importance to me. There is, however, something else amiss in this house. Carl had left help who were supposed to be tending to it, but they've left their post, or worse. My own people refused to sleep in it, so I had to bring in trailers to form a base camp of sorts. Whatever it is, I need you to find out what it is, why it is here, and either secure it or stop it. Failing that, fire. Burn it. Burn it all to the ground, leave nothing. Now, I fully admit there may be dangers inside the house. I do not know the extent to which Carl had delved in things that were better left untouched. be careful and be quick. I promise you shall be well compensated. And if you choose to back out now, I will not keep you, neither will any of my men. I understand that, given what you are faced with, the unknown is a scary thing, and you are right to be afraid. I hope that you are successful. I hope that I'm able to meet you all in person very soon. Again, be safe. And be well. And you see as he kind of motions for somebody to turn off the cameras, it kind of fizzles.
He brought us out here to burn a goddamn book.
Well, I would never burn it, but it's one I haven't read. I'd certainly like to find it.
Am I familiar with this book?
Roll me an occult check with a bonus. We'll go ahead and give you a bonus die.
I think he called it the kebab all beef.
He called it
I don't think that's what he said, Grandma.
But he also
Sure.
called it the Book of the Dead.
Is it a cooking book of some sort?
That's a hard success.
You have definitely heard of this book before. There have been mentions of it in many other texts, just in passing. Strangely, what you've noticed over the centuries of reading of texts that you've read, they appear to be afraid to do much more than mention it. However, it has been connected to many strange curiosities that have happened over the years, dating basically as far back as written word seems to go. Copies of the book are extremely, extremely rare. You've never seen one. I would say it is, again, one of those sort of occult pieces of knowledge that you've generally written off. It seems a bit like a bedtime story. But you've definitely heard of it.
So this guy thinks that finding a book and burning it's going to be dangerous.
Riley no, the book he wishes to be recovered. He meant everything else. If the house must be burned down in order to whatever needs to happen, he just said.
Well, if there's a gas leak, that seems really dangerous.
I like you, Bookworm.
I may have been a little less than forthcoming last night. I was instructed to get you into the house. People have gone missing here. I don't know where they've gone. We have had strange happenings and sounds coming from the house at night. We attempted to sleep here once and never again.
Why? What happened?
You see at this point his face, the blood begins to kind of drain from it. I actually need to roll a sanity check for him.
Son, you look pale. Are you all right?
That is a failure. Let me roll another thing for him. Because he failed by enough. I'm gonna say at this point you watch as he kind of involuntarily begins to shiver. It was nothing. I'm sure we imagined it. I don't wish to speak of it anymore. You watch as he kind of convulsively kind of just begins adjusting his tie like over and over again. I've completed my job here. It is up to the rest of you to decide what to do. I will be at base camp if you need me.
Before he can take a step, I'm gonna get right up. I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of his shirt and I'm gonna pull him close and be like, now you listen to me. If you have any idea what we're up against, you need to tell us right now.
I don't know. Don't you understand? I don't know. He's kind of like, you see, he kind of like brushes your hand away. I want nothing to do with this place any more than I have to.
All right. So are you saying that like if we say yes, can we still leave any time?
Yes, I'm not going to keep you here.
Well, if you're so scared, why are you still here?
I have to have a job. I have to keep a roof over my head.
Okay.
The way you're looking, I don't know if that's worth it.
There's
I would
plenty
like
of roofs.
to
my
walk
friend.
around. Personally.
Quick question: do you have a set of keys for the grounds?
You see as he kind of fumbles, like you hear the jangling as he pulls out a ring of keys in his pocket and throws them to you.
Thank you.
There's I think there were blueprints upstairs in the study. Last I saw them, I haven't been in there in a week or so, but well.
What will you go fetch them for me? I can't climb stairs very well.
I'm sorry. I've fulfilled my job. I will be leaving now.
Listen here, you know this ground better than anyone else. Go get the blueprints. I'm gonna intimidate him.
Okay, roll
I'll
me an
shake
intimidation.
my finger at him.
Automatic crit.
Yeah, roll a finger waving check.
Can I also intimidate?
Sure.
I would also like to, if I can, having already stepped up on him.
You know what? I'm gonna give Brock a bonus die
Oh, okay.
for you guys assisting him.
Ooh, 18. Oh, I need 15. Never mind.
Can I? Oh man.
Yeah.
Easy to find. It's up the stairs on the right end of the hall. You'll have no trouble finding it. So, again, if you need any supplies or anything, we'll be back in camp. Please feel free to come and go as you please.
I'm gonna walk up to him, just loop my arm in his. You said upstairs, which stairs to which direction? Come on, we'll just go get it real quick. Come on.
Roll me a contested strength check. He is going to not stay. He has a
I'm gonna read that move and
You said it's
rotate to the
strength.
door.
strength check. Correct. He got a 26. He's doing pretty good. That's actually a hard success for him.
I rolled a 20, which is a hard success for me.
All right. What is your strength score?
40.
All right. I will say at this point, he's going to go ahead and spend the rest of the luck he has to go ahead and get it down to a critical success, and he pulls out and leaves the house.
Whoa, there.
That's a slippery little man.
No, he told us a lot without telling us much. This place is gonna be
Pretty.
something else.
Well, I'm gonna go see if I can go find those blueprints so we can kind of figure out where we're going.
Let me
Since
give me
it
a
looks
hand.
like Dodge here has the keys.
I'll go with Jane. She's the only one that seems to really know anything about anything in this house.
All right, we're making a little adventure of it. We all going or what?
Well,
I'm
didn't Miss
gonna
Barbara say
stay.
she can't get up the stairs?
I'm gonna stay here and drink some more tea.
All right, I'll hang back then.
I can assist you in the study.
Okay,
No,
listen,
Brock,
we'll be-
you
we'll
should
be
go.
right-
Go with the young lady.
I'm gonna kick my feet up and relax. This is all a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
We'll bring it.
I've heard it.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's a bunch of nonsense. We'll bring those blueprints down. We'll see what
Rock,
we can figure out.
if you're a tracker,
I mean, if we're all staying. Sorry, I don't mean to speak for everyone.
I mean, Brock's a tracker, and we're looking for something. I feel like you could be helpful, whereas I don't think Dodge would be helpful at all. So why don't you stay with Barbara at Dodge, and Brock can go with us?
With all due respect, ma'am, I track people, not books. You got a bookworm here. She's probably better suited to the task. And I'm gonna
Well,
put my
you're
feet up.
keeping the bookworm.
I just.
So
like
you're
to help
saying
where
you're
needed.
useless in this matter, so you can't find
Oh
things.
boy.
Listen, I ain't one of those little finders you put on a key ring, all right? I have a very specific set of skills, and they're for tracking people.
Michelle, we don't need him. Let's just go.
All right. So who all's going upstairs then? All right. The three of you, is Dodge going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. So the four of you, Barbara, are you staying with Brock? All right.
How's your tea, Gran?
It's actually quite nice. I
So-
think it's English breakfast.
Oh, okay, if you say so.
So as the four of you make your way up this very nice staircase, kind of carpeted, in the middle of this kind of foyer area, you kind of look up, looking at this very nice chandelier, which is currently lit. It appears as though if there was a generator problem, he certainly turned it back on. As you get to the top of the stairs, you kind of look left and right. There's halls kind of going down each side. You do see a few end tables with a few different knickknacks, a few clocks and things kind of spinning and doing their thing. At the end of the hall, you do see there's a door open. Apparently what he was talking about.
All right, let's go see if we can find that
Well, I guess-
blueprint.
I guess we don't need the keys too, huh?
I guess not.
At this point, as you guys are kind of walking, you notice that there is many kind of doors kind of going on either side of you down the hallway here. Everybody roll me a spot hidden check as you kind of approach this room.
A double 0. Is that a 0? Did we say?
That's
when
100.
we went through it. Oh, it's 100.
Yeah, that's a crit fail.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought.
No, okay.
now
Oh,
I'm
wait, did you
really
roll? Wait, did you roll
confused.
3 zeros, or just 2 on the?
I rolled 2 on the first one.
Okay, well, okay, got you. And what'd you get on the second die?
A 9.
Okay, that is going to be 19.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I
Okay,
believe.
so 19.
Did I math right?
No, no,
No,
it's
that's
a
nine.
nine.
That's a 9. Yeah,
Is
that's
it
a
just
9.
9?
Yes,
I thought
that's
it was
9.
just
Yes, that's
9.
9. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad. That's
Okay, I
a
was
almost had a
like,
heart
I didn't
attack.
think it was 100.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 0.
No, I yep, sorry. I overthought it. Yes, that is a 9. Correct.
Cool.
Yes.
got a
Then
46.
that is an extreme success for me.
Okay, nice. What'd you get, Diana?
46, which is a failure.
Okay. Jane and Dodge, what did you guys get?
That is a fail of normal quality.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed.
The rest of you guys are kind of distracted by a lot of the knickknacks and things kind of hanging around the room. As you kind of pass by this one kind of larger room, it doesn't even have a door. It appears to be almost a showroom of different antiques and things. As you kind of pass by, Jane, you look as you notice that there's a particularly large, what looks to be some sort of disc or something that appears to have fallen onto the floor. The rest of the items appear to be in place so far. However, as you kind of look around, you notice that further down the hall, you can go ahead and you can see the table. There are no blueprints on the table, but you also notice that there appear to be, as you look down, somebody came through here recently with rather dirty shoes. There's kind of some muddy footprints about.
Hey, you guys, just stop for a minute. I can see the end table from here. There are no blueprints there. And there's mud tracks on the floor. Maybe we should have brought Brock with us.
I told you.
I'm gonna walk into that, like, off room where that disc is on the ground and go to just, like, check out what it is.
Okay. As you kind of, like, at this point kind of prop it up, it appears to be made maybe of some sort of, like, limestone or something. Maybe, actually, do you have any skills pertaining to that? Do you have archaeology or anything like that? Anthropology?
No.
Okay.
I just have appraise.
Am I?
And
am
I have
close enough to see her?
library. I have appraise and library.
Appraise would
I
work.
don't
What
know.
was that, Diana?
Am I close enough to see her and what she's
Yeah,
doing?
I mean, you guys watched as she kind of walked into the room.
Because I'm super good at anthropology.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you can roll an anthropology check, and then you can roll. We'll say appraise is probably the closest one.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna leaf through the keys to see if I can
I
find one that
failed.
matches the lock to the carriage house.
Okay. You failed.
That's
What do you...
a 5, which is like a super duper duper success.
Okay, that's really good. As you now pick up this tablet, it is limestone. As you look at it, it has on the back, it appears that there were some sort of characters or something engraved, which I would say
Are
with...
they
Are they?
in Latin?
They are in Latin.
Which
Conveniently
we
enough.
both know.
As you kind of take a look at it, most of it being sandstone on this side appears to have either chipped or flaked off. Or sorry, not sandstone, but limestone. Limestone doesn't always hold up the best. But there are a few words kind of left of what looked to be some sort of text on the back, and I'll get to that in a second. On the front side, a lot of this is worn down as well, but you do notice there appear to be these concentric circles kind of carved into it. And on each of them, there's kind of a small dot.
Like a dot or like a hole?
Like, it looks like there was purposefully a small kind of circle engraved on each, or dot you know what I mean, like a very
Yeah.
small indentation almost
Yeah, I got you.
put on each of these lines. As you flip it over and look on the back, there are only a few words that are absolutely clear. And as you kind of read through, most of them chipped off. You see Tenebris, Fame, Imperium, and Dominus. All words which are probably fine on their own. However, put together, darkness, hunger, dominion, and master all strike you as a little bit odd, maybe making you a little uncomfortable as to what the meaning may have originally been. And as you kind of glance at the front side of the stone, do any of you have astrology or anything related?
Just library and occult. I might have seen a book, but that's it.
I would say with library, I'll let you roll library or occult. I'm gonna say you probably need an extreme success.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's an astrology.
Or not
Yeah, no.
astrology. It is. Hold on, let me pull it up. What I'm looking for. I don't remember. I have to get more familiar with all of these skills. Yeah. Natural world may be a better option. Yeah.
I failed either way.
In this particular instance, they don't strike you as being familiar. If these symbols or these shapes mean anything, it's not immediately standing out to you.
I mean, I succeeded, but not like that harder.
Right. So I would have said science. So there's not an official astrology one, but under science you would choose like different fields. So if any of you have science related to either astrology or anything related to, maybe we could say physics, or I don't think any of you have any science, do you? Okay. Then in this case, I would say no. Probably you don't know what it is, but you see there's a spot kind of on the shelf where it looks as though it had been sitting. There's a kind of a small stand where it, would sit this kind of disc plate.
I'm gonna go ahead and set it back in its spot.
Okay. You kind of gingerly set it back up there. And this room is full of all sorts of odd things that, especially to you, probably look a little interesting. There are many occult type objects in this room. It kind of, I would say the two of you, as you stepped into the room, it kind of began to feel a little heavy. You felt a little uncomfortable just being in here.
Do you guys think we should go back downstairs and let them know, or?
I'm like hardly paying
I mean,
attention.
we can go back. We can actually go to the room if you guys want. He said it'd be on the table, and I can see the
that's double
table. It's
playing.
not there.
We're going to go and cancel that right now. Good God. When BattleBards fucks up, it fucks up hard. It was like, I pressed play, and it played the song like 5 times in a row.
Oh, no.
Mine has yet to even been playing at all.
Yeah, no
Oh,
worries.
mine's been perfect all night.
That's okay. I'm sure they'll fix it in another.
10
I'm not
years.
gonna go there. So,
I remember I was hardly paying attention. I'm flipping through the key ring to see if I can find one to that shed semi-discreetly. The one that matched the lock.
okay, so sure. I would say there is one on there.
I'm gonna take it off the ring.
Okay.
And if there's any similar ones, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah. As you kind of go and thumb through them, and you individually take this one off. It appears as though there are a great many keys. You don't know if each lock has its own individual thing. As you kind of glance at it, some of them do appear to be copies. But yeah, you've got it in your inventory. Then you can put down shed key.
Cool. Once I have that, I'm gonna kind of look up, take stock of what's going on. Oh.
All right.
So.
Yeah. So, Jane, what are you doing at this point?
I mean, we can go check for it. I just know it's not on that table. And that's where he said it was. So I don't know if y'all want to go tell them what's going on.
So you're telling me the guy who seemingly knows nothing, who is very stupid, was wrong about where the blueprints might be.
Well, I don't know if he's wrong. It's just there's footprints. Like these are someone was just here. Like what if someone took the blueprints? Like what if this is all some kind of big trick or something and they're trying to like scare us?
Well, I'd like to see them try and stop me.
Maybe we should follow the footprints and see if we find the blueprints.
I say we keep looking.
What if we find the person who the footprints came from?
Well,
No
then
one
we
else is
can-
supposed to be here.
Well, then maybe they will know where the blueprints are, or they can just give them to us.
I have a way of getting information out of people.
Meanwhile, back in the dining room, Brock and Barbara, are you two doing anything?
Boy, they're taking a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it was on a table, he said, right? What the hell is taking him so long?
Maybe they decided to read it upstairs for some reason.
Now, they said they were going to bring it down, Grant. Maybe I should go check on him.
No, well, if you think that's best.
You going to be okay down here?
Well, you could carry me up the stairs if you want me to go with you. I don't know if I want to be left here alone.
All right. I'm gonna scoop her up,
Okay.
and we're gonna walk up the stairs.
All right, very good.
Grandson.
I try, Gran. I try.
So you carry her up the stairs at this point. You see as they're kind of at the end of the hall, they've just come out of this kind of side room. I assume you guys are just propping that up and going back to meet your friends in the hall. Okay.
The hell is taking you guys so long? Wasn't it just on the
Hey,
table?
hey, Tracker Boy. Hey, look at these footprints. Do you think these look, relatively new?
Well, they're muddy, that's for sure. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna like do the whole like taste it, smell it, see how fresh it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Why would you
Didn't
do
we
that?
see muddy footprints last night, Brock?
We did actually. There were some muddy footprints out behind some peepers trying to stare at my grandma.
Do you
Would
think
you
they're-
say
do-
these are
is it
fresh?
the same kind of shoe?
Or are these fresh, or do you think they would be from last night, maybe?
You said
they would be
someone
fresh.
was in the house, didn't you?
That's what I'm wondering. Maybe this is all the same person, the person we saw in the house, these footprints, the footprints Brock saw.
Do they look the same to you, Brock?
Do they?
Roll me a tracking check there.
Yeah, my tracking's not great.
No, it's not.
I failed by 1. Are you kidding me?
You can spend luck, or you can try and
I'm
push.
gonna spend a luck. You know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spend a luck for it.
Okay, so you spend 1 luck as you go ahead and mark that off. As you kind of lean down, they do appear to be roughly the same size boots. As you kind of scrape at it, it looks as though they're certainly not fresh enough to have been within the past few hours. Someone could have come in within the last day, you think?
So we saw muddy footprints out behind the window of the trailer that we were staying in. These boots look very familiar. These are probably the same tread, about the same size. They look like maybe a US 11.
What was that,
Maybe
Walter?
one of the workers needed the blueprints so they could figure out that gas problem.
Walter says we're not alone here.
Oh, okay, Gran.
Oh, Walter.
right. Yeah,
There's
she
Is he
does-
another-
is he real talkative today?
There's another ghost in here, he says.
As she says this, you guys actually feel a cold breeze past, and you hear kind of. You watch as the plate falls off the wall again. And this time, you watch as it kind of breaks in half. I need you guys all to roll
How?
me a sanity check.
How do we roll a sanity?
Yeah, I have no idea how to do that.
And I'll give you a bonus die on this one, because.
Oh, there it
be
is.
generous.
It's one of your stats
Yes.
out of
So
100.
just roll like normal and use.
Yeah. I passed
Okay.
I passed.
by a lot.
I didn't pass by a lot.
All right. Very good.
That's a little weird.
Wait, where is it located again? Oh,
All right. So,
Wait, how do you? I'm sorry. Explain to me how to. So I rolled a 45.
Is that? What is so?
That's less than my sanity, my starting sanity
Okay,
level.
so you have succeeded. On a successful check, the character loses no sanity points or only loses a minimal amount. In this case, this is unusual but not crazy, so you guys are not going to lose any for this rather mild check. Did anybody fail?
I don't know what my sanity is. I don't think
It'll be equal to your starting out. It's equal to your PAL.
Oh, okay.
That breeze must have
I
knocked that
failed.
plate over.
How much did you fail by?
9.
Okay. What did you say? What did you say, Pyre?
Oh, I said that breeze must have knocked that plate over.
Okay. In this instance, this is a very minor thing, Michelle, but you are going to go ahead and lose 2 sanity points. You feel like the fact that Barbara had just said something about a ghost, and then you watched this plate that just seemingly falls over on its own again after Jane had just put it back up. It's a little off-putting. Nothing mind-shattering, but you're on edge.
I'm sure it was just a draft. These old houses have all kinds of problems. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't consider myself.
This is really weird, you guys. This is really, really weird.
Michelle, don't worry
I
about
feel-
it. We'll go. Let's go
I
find
feel-
Riley and ask him if anyone would have come got the blueprints. Huh?
I feel
It'll be fine.
really
We'll get you out of the
strange.
house.
I feel really strange about this now.
Do you want to go get some air?
Maybe
Yeah.
some
Or
pancakes.
something. Yeah. More pancakes would be freaking awesome. Yeah. Let's go get some air. Or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Do you guys want to ask Riley about the blueprints or?
Yeah, I got a couple questions for him.
I have a distinct feeling he's not going to be very much help.
Well, you know.
Look, I don't consider myself a superstitious person, but I noticed something last night, something a little unnatural to the weather, to that fog that was hanging over everything last night. I'm just saying, if there's something here, we can't see it. I don't know.
Are
I
you
mean-
from here? We get crazy weather all the time.
When we were driving up, I did see somebody in the woods. It might just be some kind of hiker having a laugh, some teenagers or something. It's not
That's
uncommon
right.
in the forest.
You did say that.
Wait, just like walking.
Yeah, there was
around?
just a dude like leaning up on a tree. I thought I saw him. I wasn't
Maybe
100%
he-
sure,
you
but I
think
saw
there's
those
a-
footprints, and
Mm.
maybe that's it.
They don't believe me, Walter. No,
No,
they're
Gran,
just
I've-
young kids. I can't tell them.
Grant, of course I believe you, okay? Hi, Walter. And I'm going to wave over just one of her shoulders.
He's not that way. He's over there.
I knew that, of course, Gran. No, he's here.
So, Brittany, you said you failed by 9, and you didn't roll with a bonus die?
Right.
Sorry, I was just messaging her. Go ahead and roll. What was your total roll?
79.
We'll swing back around to that after the game. I don't want to stop it for this, but we'll correct that if we need to. All right. So, as you guys are having this conversation, you do hear just the kind of as you look down the hall where the blueprints are supposed to be. You see as the windows kind of at this point been blown open. If it was latched, maybe the latch broke. You don't know. It's a little odd though.
Oh shoot! You don't think that with all that wind last night, that window broke and then it just flew out?
Well, I can go take a look. I'm gonna go look at the mechanism to see if there's anything unusual about it. If it's
Maybe
broken.
the
And I'm gonna try to
blueprints
look.
flew out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
That
look
can
out
happen.
the window, like on the ground, while he's looking at it.
Okay.
I'm going to keep tracking these footprints and see which direction they kind of lead from that room.
So as you kind of look at the footprints, they appear to have, at this point, kind of, we'll say if they came up the stairs, they've been cleaned, but it does look like they started somewhere in the middle of this hallway, strangely, and then they did continue to the room where the blueprints are located at the end of the hall.
That's weird.
Did you find something, Brock?
Yeah, if somebody came in with some muddy shoes, muddy boots, whatever these are, You'd think there'd be a track in and a track out, but they just kind of start right here.
Well, who would put on muddy boots in the house? That doesn't make any sense.
I'll tell you who. Dopers. That's who'll do it.
So, all right. At this point, as you guys kind of make your way down, you take, I will say, Dodge and Jane. There we go. Go ahead. Well, I'll fix the cameras in a sec. Go ahead and roll me. We'll say spot hidden first.
I'm gonna use a luck point to make that a 1. Can I do that?
Okay. Yes, you certainly can.
Hey.
I succeeded also, but normal.
Okay. Gotcha. So normal success, and then we've got Ty over there with super duper success. Let's go ahead and say at this point, give me 5 seconds to fix this, and then I'll be right back. Boop, 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 boop. Gotta move Pyre because he's in the wrong spot.
I didn't think about that. If you roll a 2, you could be like, and 1.
You know, I'll look up the ruling on that because I almost wonder if it has to be a
that's a good
natural
point.
crit. But
be
I
critical.
don't know that it does. So
I
for
don't
now,
think it
Since you
would.
are so limited on your luck,
Yeah.
I
so
don't know.
let's go ahead and say, so as at this point, you do notice that the latch still seems to be intact. And I would say Dodge, as you kind of look out the window at this point, you do see, kind of in the woods, you see on one of the branches, you do see what appears to be the blueprints kind of tangled up in the tree. But what you also notice is not far underneath them, there is what appears to very definitely be a pool of blood with this trail kind of being pulled off deep into the woods.
Jane.
Huh.
Can you see that right there?
Wait.
Look, out in the tree.
Can I see what he's now pointed out?
At this point, yeah, as you all kind of look out at what appears to be this kind of blood-soaked earth, not sure whose blood, not sure where they came from, but I would say, Brock, as you see that the footprints kind of led up to the window, you using your tracking skills, you've kind of determined that at some point somebody came in here. They appear to have maybe grabbed the blueprints. They descended or jumped out of the window, and then something happened to them. You, looking at that amount of blood, you don't think they're probably long for this world as you look at the kind of blueprints kind of just being blown about a bit in the breeze, stuck on this little bit of branch, really more of a kind of a large bush. We're going to go ahead and end it there for this evening. And we'll be back next Thursday. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for playing.
Ooh.
Thank you guys for watching.
Cliffhanger.
Right? That's a good one, too.
I know, I don't like it.
There's blood everywhere.
So,
Oh man.
I hope that felt like it went smoothly.
I am so excited for all of these characters and the interactions that are going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
It is,
I'm loving it.
It's been a lot of fun so far. I do want to say thanks again for everybody who's followed and everything tonight. Uncle Subby, thank you for that follow. Rolock, thank you for that follow. We really appreciate it. We're going to be back next week. We do have D&D on Mondays and Wednesdays. And we have now Call of Cthulhu every Thursday. So we'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Eastern time for that. If you're not already following all of these beautiful people, you can find their links in the About section below, as well as a link to our sponsor, Level Up Dice. They're super fantastic, and we love them a lot. And yeah, let's see who's online. I think looks like Perception Studios is gone. Let's go kick a raid over to them. They're super awesome, nice people.
Heck yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for showing up. You know what? Let me into that. I didn't do giveaways yet. Nobody reminded me.
That's right.
Nobody reminded me.
I forgot too.
We'll have to do more next time to make up for it. But we're gonna go and open the entry. Everybody type, if you want to enter, type !win stuff.
Can I enter?
This is why I have to have somebody to keep me in line. Nope, you guys can't enter these ones.
Rats.
This particular one. So exclamation point win stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that open for a few minutes while I vamp. So guys, get in on that. Also, we're gonna be doing our Twitter drawing. I'll go ahead and because I've flubbed it, I'll go ahead and say we'll let any of you guys who are in here now still get in on the Twitter drawing, and I'll announce that tomorrow over Twitter. But yeah, if you want to win right now, the drawing is for a set of level up dice, one of the mystery sets. So if you're not in it, you should be. You
can get anything.
And like I said, next episode I'll make up for it. We'll have to do a little bit more to make up for the fact that I kind of botched this one. So let's see.
I have to say the mystery dice system is like the closest to real life like looting you can get. Like the idea that it's like this indefinite treasure, this undecided like. I love that they dig into their archives and things that they don't even realize they have, and then they just put it in there and send it out. That's so cool.
Right, like prototype dice and stuff like that's.
Yeah. Oh, you mean prototype dice?
Yeah,
it's so sick.
Exactly.
I love
So
that
cool.
die. That's
Me
a great
too.
design. It's like art.
Too.
It's so
All right, guys. One last call. Exclamation point win stuff. If you want to get in, it's open to the U.S. and Canada except for Quebec, and it's for a set of mystery dice. And like I said, I'm so sorry that I did this. So like I said, I'll make it up next time for anybody who may have had to go to bed or anything. So yep, there you go, Ash. Get in there.
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah, get her done.
All right,
Get her done, brother.
Get her done.
we're gonna go ahead and close this giveaway. Boop. Oh, did Defra? Oh, you got in there. You just got in there.
Just got in.
All right, we're gonna pick the winner and see who gets this.
Watch it be Defro.
Nope.
Scottrick.
Scottrick.
Hey, got it.
Congratulations, and we're gonna get those sent out to you. Yeah, nice job. Yeah, he's doing good.
He's back-to-back wins,
stickers
right?
and dice.
Stickers and
You
dice.
can put
so
the stickers on your dice.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you could.